We're Roger and Michelle, ROMI. 8 years ago, we bought a 40-foot aluminum trawler to cruise the Thousand Islands, and it's been amazing. Now, it's 2024, and we're ready for more. We're setting out on a new adventure, so come aboard as we travel the Great Loop and plan a hop over to beautiful Bahamas. In this episode, I'll tell you why we will never stay at Lock 1 again. Roger replaces our hot water tank's high pressure valve, and we spend 2 long but wonderful days locking through to Lock 18, Hastings.
So we have arrived at Lock 1 on the Trent Severn Waterway, and well, the bugs are out in force, but so I'm inside. But if you look straight ahead, the very first bridge, that's not the lock. That we just discovered is a train track. So it's super pretty here. The lock is like the next, you see the gates, we're at the bottom of the lock. It's super, super pretty, but yeah, the train just went by. So here's hoping we sleep okay and it doesn't go by all night. Well, I can confirm there are trains. 2 trains between midnight and 1, and another beauty that went by at 4 a.m. And it's 5 o'clock now, and I hear the rumblings of another in the distance. So you probably don't want to stay at Lock 1. Okay, getting ready for breakfast. It's like cooking with Michelle time. But I have some really old whole wheat hamburger buns to get rid of. So got to make French toast. And so I've got 3 eggs here, and a trick that I learned from my aunt is to add in a couple tablespoons of good old wheat germ. So that's what we're going to do. Old hamburger buns, some wheat germ, a little bit of coffee cream to whisk that all together. Soak the buns in it with some oil, hot oil in a pan, and topped with maple syrup. Should be good. So I found some cardamom, and I love cardamom, so I sprinkled some of that in there. And then as I was getting up the hamburger buns, shredded coconut. Like, that should be good. Maybe a little more, because everybody loves coconut. Smells pretty good in here. There you go, hun.
Well, we'll give her a go. I'm sure
it's nice and healthy with some wheat germ for you.
Not bad.
Just not bad.
Well, it's not your traditional French toast.
Okay.
But it's not horrible. It's good. It's lovely.
Here we are at the bottom of Loch One. It's beautiful. You hear the birds chirping. The waterfall is lovely when a train's not going by. I'm gonna chase you. There she is. So at the top of Loch One, there's need a car. Oh, I don't know if that's a rent a car. I think it's buy a car.
Oh, okay.
Okay, never mind.
Not that far.
It's not a pro tip. So what is a pro tip though is on the other side of the loch and just to the right of the 10-kilometer-hour max speed limit sign is a little path. And you take this path and you're gonna hook up with a trail that runs along the canal all the way to town. It's 2.5 kilometers to the Home Depot, which opens at 7 and is really handy. Oh, look at this, like very, very well beaten path. Other pro tip is today's June 3rd, and the lock hours are really reduced until the Father's Day weekend. The lock doesn't open till 10, and it only runs till 3 or 3:30 or something. So really short lock-through hours, which means when you get to Trenton, I mean, Trent-Port Marina is really nice. And given that fuel sign we saw, we're gonna have to turn around, and just to be safe, we're gonna go grab some extra diesel and then come back. But because the lock stops running at, the last lock through is 3, and it doesn't start again until 10 the next morning, you can stay overnight at the Blue Line waiting for the lock. You have loads of time to walk into town, go for a run. Trenton has everything you could possibly need. The path comes out to a road, cross the street, and follow the signs. Be real.
So the pressure release valve gave way on our hot water tank on the boat, so I had to replace it. So I went to a hardware store, picked one up for $30. The one I ordered from the marine supply place for $60 plus $12 expedited shipping never arrived on time. So before going down to install this, I want to wrap the threads with some Teflon tape to prevent the water from leaking around it. So it's quite simple. Just wrap it around a number of times.
And does that tape like withstand the heat?
Yes, it is designed for this purpose.
Okay, well, good.
Because it's not engine heat you're trying to get. So that piece, and then this hose barb screws into there, so the discharge hose I can hook up to this. I figured I'd replace this since I'm replacing the other one. I'll just make everything new, and then we'll never have to worry about it again.
I like that.
Which is nice. Okay. Piece goes in there, and then this piece screws in here.
Oh, nice. You make it look so easy, hon.
Well, you know, it's all the trickery of the camera. Actually, it's not that difficult.
Where'd you learn this stuff?
I grew up doing stuff like this. I grew up on a horse farm in the country. So everything we had to do, we did by ourselves. We didn't rely on other people, so. There we go. Perfect. Now, let's grab our piece. Oh, and while we're there, over here, the hot water tank didn't have shut-off valves. So if you need to work on, if anything happened to the hot water tank, your entire water tank, if you leave the water pump on, will drain into your bilge. Not a good idea. So if you ever have to work on your hot water tank, you just shut off these 2 valves that I'm going to install, and then you can still have at least cold water. So let's climb in the engine room and see how it works. So this is the hole in which the pressure release valve goes in, so it's a matter of just screwing it in. You know what?
Should you not have put that together before you?
Just getting a little ahead of myself. So this fits in here. Okay, hose barb going in. Now I replace the nice hose. I got a longer hose so it will reach, if it ever releases the pressure again, it'll reach into this part of the bilge. Once I get the kinks out of it, put it in there where the bilge pump is right there. So I only make one part of the bilge wet and not the rest of it. For the second part of the hot water job, we have the shutoff valves. So it's very somewhat simple procedure, but having the right tools are very important. So I think for the hot water shutoff, I'm going to put it here, and that will just cut that. I think the lines are empty enough. And then here we go. Just push until it seals. There you go. Not sure why that's still. And then you push the other side in until it seals. There. Hot water shutoff valve installed. That's on. With it in line. That's off. Okay, we'll do the same thing for the cold water. And I'm going to put that cold water shutoff, would be a logical place. How about right here, next to the hot water? So again, proper tool makes the world of difference. There. Push that in. It's a push seal here. Push that in. There's the cold water shut off, hot water shut off. Now when the system's fully engaged, I can turn off these two valves and take this hot water tank out, no problem.
Wow.
Spick and span.
Love you.
Love you.
Can I just tell you that Lock 8 is so cute? It's really, really cute. And one of the things I enjoyed about this last stretch, like the first 7 locks are a lot of lock after lock after lock after lock after lock after lock. And then there's like a nice hour and a half cruise between 7 and 8. So you just have that calm time on the water to unwind, enjoy the cruise.
Operation Get Rid of Weeds.
Do, 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 do. Roger is captaining is so awesome. I'm so impressed. This going through these locks today is just is really going well. Yeah, day 2, a full day of lock is can't complain. It's just going really smooth. We have a plan. We have a plan every time. Plan works. We have plan B, and that works too. And anyways, I'm super proud of Roger. He's just making this easy breezy.
So, what kind of horse shit is that cord? What's going on? What's going on? When's the only time you're going to use that cord?
The new drone, I have 2 cords that came with it. A USB and whatever that is that fits into this to download videos and pictures. Then I have this other cord that I thought I could just plug into my iPad, but the cord has the two of the same ends, and the only thing that this plugs into is either the camera or the remote controller. And I have no idea why I would actually want to do that anytime in my life.
Did it come with an instruction manual?
On these stinking instructions. Well, that's kind of the next step, I guess. Perhaps a little bit more research before I actually get to see the videos I took. More to come.
This is Lock 8. It should be great. Like, the weather's amazing for videos, and the light, it's just beautiful. I'm sure the videos are great.
That Lock 8 is certainly great. Word.
Join us next time as we encounter a massive obstacle. Are we trapped?